Hey guys, happy Sagittarius season. I don't think I posted a tarot video yet, a tarot and astrology video yet for Sagittarius season. I think maybe I did post something about the Saggy new moon, but we are a little bit past that now, and the energies are just changing and shifting with winter and with the planets, and just kind of like the year coming to a close, starting a new month of December, and all that good stuff. So it just felt like the right time to do an update and give a reading for the collective. So I went ahead and pulled the cards earlier, and I'm just going to go through them one at a time real quick here. Trying not to do too long of a reading. I have to get some stuff done later today. All right, so the first one, we'll go ahead and get started here, is the Ace of Swords, which is an amazing card. The Ace of Swords, it says here, is triumphant success. So swords are the air element. Air element rules the mind, communication, ideas. So it's basically saying, whatever you want to do right now in that realm, if you have like any ideas about like for business or the holidays or for travel or just something like to lift your spirits, something for your education, your growth, that if you're thinking, even if you have like an inkling in your mind of wanting to do something, that during this time, whatever thoughts come to you, whatever new thoughts in particular, or just thoughts that like haven't been manifested on, so they're still in the air element realm, they're still in the the airy realm, not the physically manifested realm. So like as you can see here, it's like coming out of the earth. So it's kind of saying that like this is like you can, whatever is like present in your mind and keeps coming back to you but hasn't been manifested yet, that it's time to manifest it this Saggy season. So that could be just writing your ideas down and making a plan, making a financial commitment, making a emotional commitment, or actually just going ahead and doing the thing and starting it if you can. So yeah, I think that's a great message, and it makes sense. We have quite a few planets that have been in Sagittarius now for a few days. We have Venus in Sag, we have obviously the Sun in Sag, and we have, oh my gosh, I forgot the other ones, you guys. I knew it earlier in the week. But anyways, I know we have a moon in Pisces, and that's probably why I can't remember, because I'm feeling all Neptune right now, just sort of, a little bit in another realm, but like in a very chill way, not in a very stressful way, so that's good. The next one, it says face your adversities. So I see this one as this is actually the last one that I pulled, but I'm reading them in like the order of like how I can tell the story of the cards the quickest here. So it says face your adversities, and I chose one card from every deck, so they all kind of like stand alone on their own. A lot of time, you guys know who watch my videos regularly, who've done my tarot training program, that I kind of just mix it up, how I read and what styles I use, and like the format, the structure. And for the Sag season is all about, just like going against the grain, like for lack of better words, like very like fuck it all attitude. And so that's, I was just like, okay, usually I do like 3 tarot cards or 3 oracle cards, and I do clarifiers on each one if I have enough time, or a lot of times like it'll be past, present, future, or certain categories for each card. But I just gave a very open-ended, what are the Sagittarius messages, and I just pulled one card from quite a few decks. I was feeling called to pull from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decks. So face, which is interesting, it's a number of the chakras. Maybe, you know, that relates somehow here too. So, okay, anyways, face your adversities. So face your adversities. I think that goes hand in hand with triumphant success. You know, I love Sag season. I love Sag energy. It's so uplifting, especially after Scorpio season, which, as I told you guys, like, is one of my favorite seasons, but it's so dark. It's so heavy. And, you know, as someone who's a healer, and just like a very, like, I just have that deep, like, I have a lot of Scorpio placements. I have that deep desire to like go down, down, down into the wells of, like, you know, human consciousness and memory and emotion and all that good stuff. Even like the, you know, the collective the consciousness of like the earth, the universe, everything. And so I really enjoy being in that energy, but it can be so heavy when we live there all the time. Especially with the holidays coming up, and, you know, being around friends and family more, and the weather changing and being outside more, because for someone like me who enjoys the cold, it means that me and my family are outside much more than we actually are in the summer. So it feels like a nice relief. And that's what, you know, all astrologers say, is that Sag is like the relief to the Scorpio. And so, you know, after you have this, you know, dark and serious and contemplative, like soul searching, dark night of the soul type of Scorpio season, where a lot of truth comes out, you figure out what you need to let go of. A lot of it's about death and rebirth. And then Sag is like when you're on the other side of it, you know, and it's not that, like, you know, Scorp is all doom and gloom, and Sag is like this, oh yay, light presence that just comes and lifts it all up. Every sign has its positives and negatives, equally so, regardless of what anybody says. But yeah, so Scorpio, you know, does those wonderful, beautiful things, and then we're like, okay, I'm very tired. And, you know, I learned my lessons. I did my transformations. I know what I need to do moving forward, but, like, can I get a little energy here? Since Scorpio's water energy, Sag is fire, so that fire kind of like comes in and burns up the heaviness of the water a little bit, and, you know, turns it into like vapors, and it makes everything just like a lot more energetic. If you guys are familiar with astrology and you know what the Sagittarius archetype is, and you know any Sagittarians, you know that they have so much energy. I mean, these are the craziest people I feel like I've ever met, and I love it. And that's coming from a triple Gemini with the Aries moon. So, you know, they just are, they're so uninhibited. Gemini's pretty uninhibited as well, but we're more uninhibited with like our opinions and our speech. When it comes to our actions, we're not quite as uninhibited. Whereas Sag is like uninhibited in their actions, which also translates in their opinions as well. But I find that like Sag is very opinionated, same as Gemini. We have that in common as sister signs, but Sag is like a little less like detail oriented, and like, I want to say like not quite as like thorough. Like a Gemini will be like, I'm a PhD expert on this, on these 20 topics that I researched and gave myself early aging, but then I'm a Gemini, so I'll rejuvenate very quickly, so it's fine. Later on in life, we'll rejuvenate in like not sleeping at all, sleeping like 1-2 hours, 0 hours, you know, literally making ourselves these overnight PhDs, buying online courses, you know, from the best people, and, you know, getting masters and PhDs and different, you know, majors and degrees and all these different certificates and trainings. And Sag is more like, I'm learning and I'm cultivating my opinions. So that's where Gemini's opinions come from. And Gemini's too is like, because we're air, we're more flowy. So it's like, it's constantly like evolving, and we really desire for our ideas and our opinions to constantly evolve. So that's why sometimes when people get really offended by Gemini opinions, I think it's kind of funny, because it's like, well, we're not even gonna have these same opinions probably in like 3 months, 6 months. It'll be like a version maybe of what this opinion is now, but we're so open. We just like keep going. We keep evolving our opinions. And I feel like if you're not an evolved Gemmy, you won't really admit that, and you won't really admit when you're wrong, and you won't admit whenever you've needed to modify your opinions. But if you're a balanced Gemmy, then you will, and you know that it actually is going to make you smarter more credible and approachable and all those things. So I feel the same, very similar way with Sag. So it's like all in the delivery, you know? So I feel like Sag, but it's their wisdom and their knowledge for their big opinions, come from like their lived experiences. And they're definitely big readers. They're definitely big learners, but a Sag is the kind of person is like, they'll learn, they have to feel the fire. They have to feel like a pure connection fire to something all the way through. And so a lot of times Sag will like, they're the centaur. So they'll ride that fiery passion until, you know, that thing they're interested in, like they have to do. And this makes them extremely intelligent and very knowledgeable people and very wise people, well-versed. And so they will follow like that, their centaur passions to go pursue something, sometimes people as well, but because we learn through people always, right? But yeah, and then once that like fire though starts to dwindle a little bit, like they've gotten as much as they need to like understand some sort of bigger Jupiter quality, they're ruled by planet Jupiter, some bigger, you know, like concept or philosophy of life that they're looking for and searching for. Like once they have that, then they're the kind of people that they will just dip out and they'll be like, all right, I don't need the certificate, I don't need the piece of paper, I'm 3 months from getting a PhD, but I learned everything I need to learn, and I figured out through this journey that I need to live in Thailand, so that's what I'm going to go do right now, because that's how I feel right now. And you know, gotta love them for the passion, but one of my biggest thing, like I feel like critiques and wisdoms and advice that I usually give Saggies is like, just finish it. Just finish it, because you already got like 75% there or 50% there, and you don't know what kind of opportunities are going to come later in life. That if you just finish that thing, you complete the course fully, you get the piece of paper, you know, sign up for, you register online or whatever you need to do there. Or you finish a commitment, that sort of thing, that like it'll come back around and you'll see later in life why you needed to do that or why it could benefit you. Like, but you know, maybe like in a smaller way, fulfill that desire to do something different, and maybe, you know, like try to taper out your fire a little bit more and get yourself a little more accustomed to, enjoying the excitement of starting that thing that you want to do, instead of like having to do it right away and maybe dropping something that you should have finished first. So that's what I feel like is this card is saying. So face your adversity. So if there's any like loose ends, anything you need to finish and tie up, go ahead and do that first. And then once you do that, and then, you know, any of those like shadow energies that you saw in yourself. So those are like sort of the typical Sag shadow energies there, that I just talked about. But, you know, we all have our own shadow energies. So whatever shadow energies, that you discovered in yourself or in your life, your career, your relationships in Scorpio season, like, oh, there's someone here, really work on that, and that will help bring you this triumphant success. Okay, hopefully my dog will calm down. Okay, the next one is Danu, is the goddess Danu. She looks like a Celtic goddess. Which, by the way, you guys, my friend Manny sent me, who's also a former student, sent me something today about St. Patrick's Day, how it's like such a crazy holiday, because it's about like the Romans celebrating killing as many Celts as they possibly can. And the guy's from Gaia TV, and the guy talks about how the Celts are actually, which is my heritage, and many people I know in the healing community, is their heritage. And so we're just a very rich, spiritually rich, and gifted people. Like that's just was very important in our culture's history. And one of the reasons why is he was talking about in Gaia TV is that the Celtic people actually came from Egypt. So we did not evolve from the original European diaspora DNA. So like what people consider Europeans, the people that evolved out of Africa 100,000 plus years ago and had started a whole new race. That Celtic people are not an offshoot of that at all. We're not related to them at all. We are related directly to people from Egypt in the Basque region of Spain. And hi, Queenie. And basically, the Romans knew we were seafaring people, right? The Vikings too are related to the Celts, so same sort of cultures, same sort of people, looking people and acting people, and same culturally and spiritually. But yeah, so that's why a lot of like Celtic people have similar practices, spiritual practices, and similar just like spiritual leanings and gifts as people from Egypt, from ancient Egypt. A lot of our mythology, or not mythology, that's what they say, but our heritage and our spirituality it comes from there. And so we were seafaring people, so we went to Egypt, or we came from Egypt, went to the Celtic areas, Scotland and Ireland, and even certain areas in the Netherlands. And we would continuously go back and forth between Egypt and those areas and so we were constantly mingling, and we were our own people, and we didn't mix with other Europeans until basically the Romans and the French and the Germans started coming in and trying to kill our culture and our spiritual beliefs. And they succeeded for the most part, but there's still plenty of us left. So we're out here thriving on another continent, right? Like many peoples. So basically, yeah. So this is Goddess Danu, and I'm not sure, but you can look her up. She's looks like she's a Celtic or Viking goddess, and so you can look her up and maybe get some more information from her. I hope you guys enjoyed that little history lesson. I actually already knew that about the Celts, because I was an anthropology major, and I learned that I started learning that a while ago, and then I did more research, and it was like crazy to me how well supported that little fact of history is that most people don't know, that we're not taught. Of course, we're not taught. But anyways, yeah, so it says assurance. So to me, it's like big confidence energy, like you are being gifted like a really blessed time, which makes sense. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And so Jupiter means basically that, you are, it's a very joyful planet. Holding my dog back here. And it's a planet of expansion, and it's a planet of luck. So with all those wonderful like expansion qualities, you're really protected in the realm of luck. They say Sagittarians are the luckiest sign. Okay, show the world the real you. Once again, be that true to yourself, Sag. Be fully expressed, fully uninhibited this season. You're supported in that. Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire. Totally makes sense, right? So own your power and don't give two craps about who it bothers, and just do what you know to be right. And as long as you feel supported by God and by a higher purpose in that, then just go for it. And then this one was a really beautiful card. It's called Anka, King of the Red Hawk Tribe. And this one was about how you're reaching your spiritual maturity, how the Native American traditions, I forget which one it was, but there's probably a few of them, but it was saying that the hawk, when the hawk gets its red feathers, it's when it reaches maturity. And so it's saying that this is a signal that, I love this fiery orange too. It reminds me of very saggy, fiery energy. But yeah, so whenever you get your red feathers, that you reach your maturity. So basically it's saying that you've reached your spiritual maturity, which makes sense. That is very much what Sag is like preparing us for. It's like, okay, I'm reaching my peak of wisdom and explorations, and now I can really like settle into that come Capricorn season, Aquarius season, and then the end of the zodiac year, Pisces season. Last one, hyena. Perfect animal spirit for Sagittarius. Just laugh and have fun. Don't take life so seriously, and get after it. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. I know I spent a little long on the first few cards, and I kind of zoomed through the last ones, but hey, it is what it is. Owning my power here and what I'm able to pull off with a dog and a baby and lots of things going on. So hope you guys enjoyed. Peace, and let me know what you think in the comments.